guys, what's going on? Jason DLT Trading. I'm here at Blade Show 2025 in Atlanta, Georgia with one of my good friends and one of the legends in the knife making industry, Tim Reeve of Chris Reeve Knives. Always a real pleasure to sit down with you. We've become good friends over the years. Always enjoy talking with you. Always enjoy getting your perspective on kind of where the industry is, where American premium cutlery is. I think you always have your finger on the pulse of that part of the market and the industry as a whole. One of the things that I'm getting asked a lot is with Crucible filing for bankruptcy and kind of going away, what happens with a lot of the premium cutlery steels, like specifically MagnaCut? You guys use a lot of MagnaCut. I think people are worried, is that going away? Is it not going to be able to be used on knives like your knives?
Right.
So what do you know about MagnaCut and some of the steels that you're using that were previously Crucible steels?
Yeah, so luckily Era Steel, it's a European company, came in and bought Crucible. And so being able to keep Crucible afloat, I think maybe for the next rest of this year or so, they do have quite a few orders, standing orders of MagnaCut and a bunch of other steels. So Crucible will be kind of wrapping up business, putting a bow on it. Era has already started to make CPM MagnaCut because they now own the trademark and the recipe and all of that. And they've been testing the steel. And I guess I was just talking to Bob Shabala at Niagara on Thursday. He said it's looking to be great. Like the results are great. So. And it sounds like they've even maybe been able to like tweak it and improve it a little bit better. So.
That was when I had talked to him, kind of what my takeaway was too, not necessarily like, hey, the new MagnaCut's going to be way better or whatever, but It might be a little pure, a little cleaner, maybe even a little better, right?
And honestly, that's like kind of what you want from a product is like, if you can, you've got a good product when it can be around for quite a good amount of time and you can tweak on it and just massage it and learn things over time, right? Because if you have to reinvent it all the time, then maybe you didn't make a good
It wasn't that good to start with, right?
Right. So, I think MagnaCut was still a hit. Looks like they're still playing with some different steels. So that's kind of like the state of the union a little bit there of where they're at. I wouldn't worry about anything. A lot of people have come to us and said, hey, what are you doing? Are you gonna move? Are you gonna shake? And I mean, I've asked myself that.
Right.
What do we do? And we're very fortunate. We kind of just keep business as usual. Like it'll shift. The timing with the tariff stuff has been very interesting. Maybe ill-timed between Crucible and the president.
It got pretty weird real quick in the knife industry. It was like, okay, we're coming off of COVID and sales are down a little, but they're not too bad. Oh, by the way, Crucible's filing bankruptcy and there's going to be all these tariffs and it's like, oh my God, we didn't need these headwinds right now. But thank God the whole Crucible thing I think is going to be totally fine.
I think so.
I think MagnaCut's not going anywhere. We're going to have a steady supply of MagnaCut. That's going to be good. The tariff stuff is just real choppy right now, right? It's like 100% tariff. No, we're just kidding. 50%. No, there are 30 days, no tariff. It's like, it's kind of weird. Luckily for you guys, because you are a premium American-made manufacturer, the tariffs are going to affect steel a little bit. Talks are, like right now, it's 25% on the stuff coming out of Europe. That may go to 50. I think ultimately it's going to come back to 25 or so. On a folder like you guys are making predominantly, that's not going to vastly change the price of a knife, right? I mean, if you're talking $7 or $8 on a pound on the steel, you're using what, a quarter of a pound or something. It's a few dollars, right?
Kind of amortize this in. I think we've all kind of unfortunately gotten used to like inflation prices.
Yeah. Yep.
So this kind of feels just like more inflation.
Right, exactly.
It's not a good statement, but
no, but I mean it's true, right?
It just feels like that. It doesn't excuse kind of any of it, but for us, I think we'll be minimally affected. Our microfiber cloths went up by quite a bit.
Did they really?
Those have been made in South Korea forever. We have a great connection with guys out there. But that was like, wow, we get hit with that. For us specifically, we buy a lot of material because we're pretty steady. We don't change our products all the time and stuff. I can invest in having a very robust supply chain.
Sure.
So I have at least 6 months of steel purchased and on hand, or at least in the pipeline to me. And from what I understand, I have another 6 months kind of after that guaranteed in basically now pricing.
Okay.
I just want to say that Bob Shabala and Niagara Specialty Metals have single-handedly saved the knife industry.
I agree.
They kind of saw a lot of this coming, got on the balls of their feet, and started working with a bunch of different companies. They worked with Carpenter, they worked with Era. They didn't just kind of like stick to their guns. If it wasn't for them, I mean, a lot of this would have really fallen flat.
Well, when this started to happen with Crucible, I had multiple customers talking like, hey, maybe Trump will step in and save. And it's like, you have to realize specialty steel is a spec on the steel industry.
You're the most annoying and least profitable steel industry.
And then you take the cutlery aspect of it, and that's a spec on the spec. I mean, we are just not even... nobody is thinking about saving the cutlery steel industry. No. Certainly not the president, right? I mean, because they're not thousands of jobs, you're talking hundreds at best. So when Niagara did that, it was like, wow, for the cutlery industry, I mean, you guys in this industry you're big players, but we are, as an industry, a tiny industry, right? We're just a very, very small spec. So the fact that Niagara stepped in and did that to save these steels and make sure that there was a steady supply, regardless of the tariffs and getting it from different countries and different suppliers, but we're gonna make sure these formulations are made. Right. We're gonna make sure that you have a steady stream of these premium steels. It was pretty darn cool and amazing, 100%. Frankly. It was remarkable.
Bob's one of the most savvy businessmen I've ever
agreed.
met. He's like the nicest guy and just sharp.
He really is.
So,
I mean,
I can't talk highly enough.
No, it's been awesome. So good thing, like I said, tariffs are not going to greatly affect you guys. Probably not going to affect prices. If it does, it's going to be marginal.
And it's going to be in quite a while.
Yeah.
At least for us. We'll be able to pad it out for quite a long time.
So for those of you watching back at home that are concerned, MagnaCut's not going to be around. It's going to be around. You guys are going to use it along with some other steels that Niagara is also working on some other steels. One that's been talked about that's coming to market probably the end of this year, it sounds like.
We've got that at the shop. We're playing with it.
Yep, it's in testing right now. Will be used more widespread going forward.
I mean, we all hate changing steels.
Well, you guys do, but us consumers love it, right? It's a new steel to try out, right?
Absolutely, which is awesome, and it's like it's cool to be able to have that.
Hey, MagnaCut is good. Magna Max has to be better. It's got Max in the name, right?
Exactly. It's Cut and Max,
right?
Man, it's a nightmare in the shop. Like switching from you just get a steel figured out,
right?
And you get all the paper, the box and the paperwork and all that. You've got your programs figured out. You've got your grinding processes, all this kind of stuff, and then it's like new steel on the market. And so on one hand we're excited because it's cool and new and see what we can do with this stuff. I think we're in like a very interesting golden age of specialty metals for the knife industry.
Agreed.
And be able to tweak and really pull out characteristics like we haven't been able to do before. So
I mean, if you look back historically, right, 440C, it had a long shelf life.
Oh yeah.
And then S30V was probably the next real, probably the first steel that was made for the cutlery industry, right?
Yep.
And it had a pretty long shelf life. But now it's like, MagnaCut probably is going to have a few year window and then there's going to be something else, right?
Yeah.
And for S45VN, it was like, hey, S45VN is great. Oh, wait, here's MagnaCut.
Yeah.
Sorry, we don't want S45VN anymore.
It really was exactly like
right?
that.
It was like a 2 year run or a 1 year run almost.
It's tough when like, the guys at the shop, for example, guys at my shop always ask me like, why do your ideas for Blade Show come like 4 weeks before Blade Show? I'm like, well, because ideas come when they come.
That's right.
So we're just gonna have to hustle and get after it, and we're gonna be
and because you're busy and you have other things.
Right.
I don't even start thinking about Blade Show until 4 weeks before Blade Show.
I had a really nice kid ask me yesterday. He goes, "Well, what are you gonna do next year?" I'm like, "Dude, I have no idea.
I don't know what I'm doing Monday when I get home."
Exactly. But no, it's fun. So I'm interested to see like what new steels. What we can do with steels, and I don't know what we're gonna do because I haven't played with it yet.
Yeah, but you're right. It is a golden age. The other thing that we're gonna see is COVID was awesome for the industry, right? That period because everybody was going at breakneck speed. Yeah. The downside of it was everybody was so far backlogged on orders. Why would you do new things, right? Because you couldn't make the products that were already in the pipeline. So we're already seeing more innovation. That's going to be the good part of hey, we're kind of catching our breath a little bit. Now we can actually do some R&D, come out with some new models. I know from being out to your shop a number of years ago, you guys have tons of cool products floating around,
Yes.
a lot of it already designed. We can't be 4 years or 6 years backlogged on orders and come up with a lot of new products.
It's tough.
So when you catch up a little bit, now here comes some new products. So that's going to be the good part of it.
I'm hoping we get to do that too.
Hopefully, right?
Because we're cursed with that. You know?
Yeah, I know. I was saying specifically, you guys, the 4 to 6 year backlog, right?
Oh,
so
it's bad.
it makes innovation hard when you've got
really
that kind of
is.
backlog.
It
So,
really is.
anything else that you want to add? Anything new coming from Boise that we can look for, or
I mean, there's all sorts of new like you said, there's
all kinds of
always
new stuff, but I can't tell you guys
but I
about it,
can't,
right?
and I hate doing that. But no, I mean, look, our company's in a very healthy place. We definitely have the best staff I've ever had.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm just so impressed with the people I have around me. They take care of me. I have like 6 personal handlers, so they make sure I drink my coffee in the morning, whatever. It's great. They take care of my mother. They just adore her. We're in a very healthy spot. Like we've spent a lot of time recently. We've kind of really looking at organization, management, planning, how to strengthen up internally in the industry, in the shop.
Sure.
As opposed to the last couple of years, it's been a lot of like, okay, big machine purchasing, right? And that's great. You get the machine in, you develop a process, and then now it's like, okay, now I have these different processes and machines. How do I bring a strategy to the whole shop and unify it all together? So that's kind of what we've been focusing on, getting more streamlined, getting more slick, and I hope that can also turn into like new products and quicker lead times and stuff like that.
Sure.
So
I remember when I was out there, you guys were at that time, I think, kind of transitioning from we're making folders. Okay, now we're gonna run fixed blades for a little bit. Then we'll pivot back. Now you kind of do them parallel, right? You're always making fixed blades. You're always making folders.
Yeah. That was a big thing that I'd realized a handful of years ago. Was, you know, we don't bring out a ton of models all the time, so we don't have like things coming out and dropping off and coming in and like just having to be crazy agile. Like we're blessed to have so much demand for the product that we have. So why are we playing like we're a job shop when we're like we should be playing like a proper manufacturer, production manufacturer. So, you know, it was like one pipeline that we used to have to like slide everything in between. And now it's like, well, let's just open multiple pipelines. So I started looking at machines and just dedicate machines. Like these 3 machines just profile blade, like folder blades. And like these, well, we have 1 machine that just profiles fixed blades, right? We invested in 4 Mazak milling, 3-axis milling centers a year ago. Because 2 of them showed up like the day after my son was born.
Oh, is that right?
And I'm like at the hospital, like, oh, we got machines landing and you know all that. And Marissa's fine, and we were in the clear, and she goes, just go to the shop for a second and go look at it. And I just had to put eyes on it, and then I went back to the hospital.
Tim's like, today is the most exciting day of my life.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a newborn. No, I mean the machines, but the newborn's great too.
Yeah, the kid's fine. He's fine. He's healthy. Okay. You know, no, it was good. But you know, we bought 4 of those Mazak milling centers as like this is the fixed blade cell, handles, blades, kydex, like all that. And so it's nice being able to like dedicate capital to solid processes that we know that aren't going to go away, and be able to rely on it. So.
And just increasing that throughput, right? By having this efficiency and just same number of people, same number of machines doing it in a more efficient fashion. Quality is as high or higher than ever, and throughput goes up, which makes everybody happy because the demand for your products is just never waned, right? I mean,
it's crazy.
Since I've been selling your stuff, there's been a backlog, and instead of getting better, it's gotten worse.
Since I've been alive, there's been a backlog, right?
Right.
And we're just so blessed for it. I can't say anything other than that. We're just blessed.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to like maybe be adults or professionals for once.
There you go. Well, Tim, always a pleasure. I appreciate you taking time.
Appreciate you as well.
Yep, good to see you.